Alright, so what is poppin', everyone? You ever just have a video? I am so excited to get into this, so let's do it. Now, my senior year in high school, I was one of those type of girls to wake up at 5 in the morning just to do my makeup. I did not even do my hair. Like, I've always worn my hair, like, ouch, what the fuck? I've always worn my hair natural. Well, then I used to wear it in braids. Now I just scrunch it and let it air dry. I used to not shave my eyebrows, but I microbladed them when I was 18. 2 years. No, not even 2 years. What am I talking about? Like 6 months after graduating high school, I microbladed them. And they are still kind of there. So I'm super ecstatic to get into this. Now, I'm not one of those people who that's a lie. I modernized my makeup, but not completely. So first we're going to do my eyebrows, because I think that's what I used to do first. I don't really remember how I used to do my makeup, to be so for real. But yeah, I'm just gonna use the camera and my eyebrows have stayed the same, so I don't even have to think about how to do them. So I'm just going in with a pencil first that has close to like no product left in it. Yeah, my eyebrows never left 2016. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. I've tried multiple products. These are my favorite products to use for my eyebrows. The eye pencil, pretty much any brand will do. But this NYX brow tint pen, I have very dark brown hair. This one is in the shade Brunette, I believe. It's a must. It's a must. If you have like sparse eyebrows at all, you have to get this product. So the lighting is really not great for this camera setup. In terms of seeing the details. So I'm gonna have to look in the mirror. Like, I do apologize. I'm just going to continue talking about how I used to do my makeup. I used to have the Morphe palettes just like everybody else. I had like the cheaper neutral. I could not tell you the names of them, but I know I had the Jaclyn Hill palette at one point. I loved that palette to death. I loved it for many a year after 2016. I did not get it in 2016. I don't remember when that palette came out, but I got it in 2018, I believe. I want to say there was like a Morphe 35O. That sounds very familiar. And then there was like the 35OM, 35OF, or something like that. I had one that had more shades that I liked, because they were very affordable, very pigmented. I remember my first eyeshadow palette was all from BH Cosmetics. I don't even know if that brand is still in business. But yeah, I used to love BH Cosmetics. Super affordable. Not the most pigmented, but they had this colorful palette that I absolutely adored. So now I'm just kind of trying to blend. But there's literally like no freaking product. Like, I'm truly on the struggle bus with this product right now. And I'm not really brushing. I'm just kind of like cleaning up the edges. Okay. Then what I'm going to do, this is a very unpopular thing to do. I'm taking this lip liner. Yes, this lip liner. And we are going to use it as concealer and as a lip liner. Now, I had the Kylie Jenner like sand, or it was like the sand collection lip line. No, not lip liner, liquid lipsticks. I used to be a slut for a liquid lipstick, a matte liquid lipstick. I don't think I own a singular lipstick anymore. All I own are lip glosses, which was not a thing I used back in that time. Yeah, I literally only own lip glosses, except that's a lie. I have a couple lipsticks, like lip crayons, but they're more glossy than matte. So the closest thing I'll have is this one, which is not the correct tone. I used to use like a warm brown tonage. So it was very similar to this, but this was not the shade. But I don't know if I have anything that could even compare, is the thing. So, and the lips were everything for me. So that's why I had to make a big deal of it just now. We will be using this lip gloss. Yeah, I literally only have lip crayons and lip glosses. Anyways, I used to use the, what's it from Too Faced? What the hell is it called? The one that looked like a concealer, but it was like a foundation. Or was it a concealer? I don't know. I think I used to use concealer as my foundation, so that's what I'm doing right now. This is not near as light as I used to do it. I used to use really light concealer, the Too Faced. It was like the major ultra platinum popular one that every girl had. It was like Too Faced. What the hell is it called? Not Born This Way. Shape Tape. That sounds very familiar. The Shape Tape. Now, I don't want to use too much concealer because I'm trying to get rid of this foundation I have. So that's what I'm going to be using. I don't want to use up the concealer too much. Well, actually, I might be able to get away with it. And just like till this day, I still do a matte look for my base. Why the hell I didn't decide to blend it? It's a Friday night, y'all. I had a very long work week. So I'm mixing my powder with my concealer. I used to definitely blend first, but we're doing things a little bit different. Yeah, I always go in with a matte because when I do makeup, I usually do it for a very long period of time, just like back then. So I like to make sure it is matte. The Boots House down. Okay. So because I have my T-zone gets really oily. So if I don't use anything, it'll just be a mess. I need a little bit more on my forehead. And my chin chin chin. Again, just mixing some powder with that, because just like today, I still prefer a matte look. That's a lie. I don't prefer a matte look these days, but practicality wise, I do a matte look, unless it's like I'm going out for like an hour or something. But even if I'm going out for an hour, I always do my makeup like really early and keep it on really late. So yeah, the products I'm using are pretty much irrelevant except for the powder. This is the Fit Me loose finishing powder. It's not the matte powder, it's just a regular loose powder. All right. I don't even own any bronzer anymore. Bronzer definitely used to be a thing that I would go in with, so I'm gonna use an eyeshadow. The only eyeshadow I own that could possibly be the bronzer that I used to use would be this Rem Thank You Next Bronzini, which I actually got this palette because I thought it would be like the perfect travel palette. I don't like the pigment on these though. I will be 100% honest, I only bought it because it was the Thank You Next palette. Like, to be so for real. I accidentally did my bronzer too high for like a 2016 look. But that is okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to lower it and keep it high, because in 2016, the more bronzer you use, the better. Now, I have bangs, so this bronzer is not even going to like do anything for me. Bronzer, this eyeshadow is not even going to like be necessary, because that's just gonna be concealed. But I didn't have bangs until I graduated high school. The fall after I graduated, I finally was like, yes, this is what I need in my life. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then we have to have a nose contour. Like, it would just look weird to have this much contour and not to have a nose contour. So I always do either side of my nose and then the tip. Okay. Then for eyeshadow, I mean not eyeshadow, highlight was, okay, highlight was everything. I'm going to use this shade right next to that one for my highlight. And again, highlight was everything. So I've always done bronzer on my nose and then put highlight on the sides because I feel like it makes it look more snatched for my personal nose shape than putting it down the middle like everybody else does. To really amplify, we have to use some sort of setting spray. And then I'm going in with a very similar shade. Oh, look at that. For the tip of the nose. Okay. Next, for eyeshadow, I don't think I own any eyeshadow that, oh, my back is hurting, sorry, that is comparable to what I used to wear back in that time. So I'm going to basically do my bronzer highlight duo. Because it just simply don't have anything that can be comparable. I used to wear a lot of browns, a lot of warm tones, like a brown, orangey brownish, burnt orange, like fall eye makeup. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go in with this dark brown just because I feel like this is not giving me everything it needs to give. And I used to use my fingers sometimes back then. I don't remember if I only used my fingers. I don't think so, but I'm using my fingers now because it's just easier, especially with how small these shadows are. It's just easier to go like that for me. Okay, so next I'm just gonna go in with this eyeshadow in the inner corner. And then under the brow line. I need to blend this a little bit better because we were very big on blending during that time. Extremely big. That's when like the beauty influencers were like the top creators on YouTube, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't actually know. But I'm pretty sure they were the top creators. I never really did a cut crease too much back in that time period. I know I'm popular, but I didn't. But this is not enough shimmer, I will say. So I'm going, sometimes I would do a matte look, sometimes I would do a shimmer look, but today I'm definitely thinking of a shimmerier look. Okay. And we loved a setting spray then, we still love a setting spray now. We loved a fan then, we love a fan now. I didn't introduce the fan into my routine until much later than 2016, 2018. 2016, I was just doing eyeliner, brows, and mascara because I was 16. My parents weren't gonna let me do a full face of makeup. Let's see. Thinking of what else. Yes, I'm gonna use this like champagne-y color. Just to really do that. I used to always cut my crease with a shimmer. And then of course you have to blend it, because blending was what? Everything back then. It was like, if you didn't blend, you didn't know how to do makeup. That's what the vibe was. It was very cutthroat back then. I'm just kidding. Okay. Again, if that highlight ain't popping, what are you doing with your life? So we're just making sure that highlight is, say it with me now, blinding. And again, has to be blended to the gods. And if you thought we couldn't use enough bronzer, I'm gonna go in one more time because I feel like I lost some of it. I used to have this Hoola palette that had the Hoola Light, regular Hoola, like a Rocketeer or something like that. And I'm just gonna go in with the slightest bit of this to really carve out that. Then I'm gonna go in with the light, blend. Cannot blend enough. And then whatever is left over, I'm going to use on my jawline. Because you will look like you have a beard if you go too hard on the jawline, okay? So don't do it too dark. Okay, next for the eyes, I think I used to use the Benefit. What was I using? Not the roll-on. I know I used the roll-on. I really like the Better Than Sex one from Too Faced. I used to always get my makeup on deals, like Black Friday or whatever. Like, I was not spending a lot of money on makeup. Like, I only worked in the summertime. I was able to afford Benefit. Like, what the hell? Yeah, but I always shop their deals. But yeah, there was this one from Benefit. I don't remember which one it was. It wasn't the roll-on. Like, I had the roll-on, but like a mini sample of it. That was another thing I did for mascaras that were really expensive. I would do the mini samples. That's a huge life hack I recommend, because a full sample, 9 out of 10 times, you're not gonna use it all in time by the time it dries up. Like this one, for instance, the only mascara I had, 1 year apart I bought these. There's still a lot of product in here, but it's more dried up, which is why I bought this. 1 year, this was the only mascara I had. So keep that in mind. But yes, I recommend having a fluffier. Oh, I loved Maybelline The Rocket. That mascara is goated. Abso-fucking-lutely goated. I love that one. I love one that flares your eye, like the Better Than Sex. I love the ones that flare your lashes, and then I love ones that get into the details of the lashes, like the Rocket. So next we're going to, oh my god, my cat is moving my shit. Please move, Priscilla. Priscilla, please, please, I've already knocked them over. Just sit, just sit, just sit. I'm almost done. But yes, I used to only use liquid lipsticks. That were matte, but now I look back and I'm like, girl, crusty ass lips. But yes, this is the finished look. I feel very much beautiful, as always, when I do my makeup. My bangs are like extremely long, but the ends still have the color, which is why I'm like, I don't want to give up on them just yet. But yeah, that's just my full face trying to recreate 2016 makeup without having any of the products, just having 2022 makeup that I have, really, plus or minus a couple years. So yeah, hopefully you guys thought this was super nostalgic and got inspired to do this for yourself as well. So yes, bye.